Welcome to Ignite Interviews. I'm Cindy Donahue, and I'm very excited to be speaking today to the founders of the Hope Neighborhood Roasters here in the Roasting Company. So thank you for having me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. To start, why don't you just introduce yourselves?
I'm Roxanne, and I'm 17 years old.
I'm Parker, and I'm 18.
I'm Kellen, I'm 17.
Nice to meet all of you. So what does HOPE stand for?
So HOPE stands for Hutton Opportunities for
Professional
Exploration.
So basically exploring professional opportunities here at Hutton Settlement. And what is Hutton Settlement? I mean, I'm sure that some people don't even know.
Hutton is a children's home for kids with a past that, some people don't always get out of the best families. So sometimes kids have to come here, but it's really nice. But yeah.
Yeah. So you've all lived here for a while, and you had this opportunity to create a business. And how did that come about? How did you start?
So about a year ago, we were stuck in quarantine. Everybody's bored at home. It's like, I just have to go do something. And so I started like a coffee stand over in the ad building here at the Hutton Settlement. And I was serving drinks to the Hutton kids and the Hutton staff. And like, I like making money. And so.
Very entrepreneurial of you. Yes. Okay, got it.
And so I think a lot of entrepreneurs have that in common. But so after like I started this coffee stand, we had a cornhole tournament here at Hutton, and the winner got to go out to eat with Chud and David. So Chud is like the executive director, so like you have to ask him for stuff. So
that's Chud Wendell.
Yeah.
Chud and then who is David? David Milliken.
David Milliken, he's the campus director here.
So you got to go out to eat with them for winning. Okay.
Yep. And so David is a home roaster, and so he's been home roasting coffee for quite a while now, and he's had like this dream of like having it here on campus and like giving opportunities for like all the Hutton kids to learn about coffee and stuff like that. And so, and I wanted a coffee shop, so it kind of like worked hand in hand.
Worked out, yeah.
Yeah. And so after that, so we went to eat, and then at the dinner, David and I were talking to Chud about it, and like Chud's like, go for it. And so we went for it, and then 3 days later, we had a grant for $25,000.
3 days later?
3 days later.
We got a grant. That's crazy.
And that bought the coffee roaster. And then, and so after about like 2 months, just hard work and planning and like dedication, always grinding coffee. I mean, not grinding, roasting coffee up here almost every weekend. So. And
so when you were starting, and you said you had to make a business plan, so you really learned all about business. Through this process. I mean, really from the ground up.
Yep. We went to Business, I think Association of America, or
the SBA.
SBA for the business plan. We did textbooks, so it's good.
Wow, that's amazing. And so what kind of training have you gotten, or who is training you for doing the coffee roasting company?
So we actually had the founder of that roaster. He came up here one day and he was just like, "Oh, what is this place?" And
Steve Diedrich, by the way.
Yeah, Steve Diedrich, he just came up here and he was like, "Oh," like he kind of wanted to get involved in what we were doing, and we learned everything from how coffee was grown, about the different origins, and kind of like how you can get different flavors based on where it's grown, and then the science behind the coffee roasting and how it's like brewed, and we just learned everything.
So everything about business and about coffee. Yeah. Literally everything. And this was through Steve Diedrich?
Yep.
You had a roasting company here, right?
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. Like the founder of the Diedrich roaster, which is known worldwide, and it's made in Idaho.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, how amazing that you had a cornhole tournament, got to speak with the heads of Hutton Settlement, which led you 3 days later to get a grant, and then you met someone that can help train you. I mean, it's really kind of an amazing story. And how long have you been open?
We had our first opening where you can do the subscription service July 1st.
So it's really just started?
Yeah, it's just started.
And so if someone wanted to get your coffee, they could subscribe. And then what kind of coffees do you have
We have a Guatemala, Sumatra, and a Costa Rica. And they're all roasted to what we think is the best profile for it. So Costa Rica is going to be more acidic. Guatemala is going to be a darker. Sumatra is going to be a heavier body. But
yeah. So you literally have learned everything about coffee.
Everything.
And so people in the Spokane community can support you and can support Hutton by subscribing online, I assume, like your website?
Yeah, we also have a farmer's market every Wednesday. We're doing it at the Millwood Mart.
And so you're doing in-person sales too.
Yeah.
So literally learning sales.
Yeah, and our goal is to get it into schools too. So like having coffee beans in schools, and so yeah.
For the teachers.
Yeah,
And
teachers and like
Students.
Deca stores. They sell like their espresso drinks. Yeah.
So DECA is the program in high school that has an entrepreneurship part. And so are you going to be training other Hutton students to be entrepreneurs just about business in general, or they work for you, or how will that work?
So once we graduate, before we graduate actually, we'll train them, we'll shadow with us and stuff like that, and we'll show them the ropes, and then after that, they'll take over because we'll be doing other stuff.
Because you will be graduating.
Yeah.
And what kinds of things? I mean, I'm sure that you have all kinds of dreams for the future. Like, what do you think you'll want to do when you leave here?
I think definitely travel is one of my big things I want to do.
And what's on top of your list to go travel to? Do you have any places?
I actually want to try going to Costa Rica. I think we might actually go here this year.
Wow. Is that something people can help fund you to take you on a trip to Costa Rica and learn more about coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then what about you? What are your plans for the future or dreams?
Yeah. So I want to do so I'm trying to apply for this internship in Italy for espresso.
Wow.
So Italy is known for their fine espresso. It's like an art there. And so if you're able to roast high quality coffee and then make high quality espresso, there's like nothing else really. And so I want to go to Italy, study that over there, and then go to Costa Rica or Guatemala even to see like how coffee is harvested. Mm-hmm. And so like start from the roots and then here and then to distribution and then hopefully own some cafes.
Continue being entrepreneurial
of course.
as you are.
Of course.
And what about you?
I'd like to travel as well, and then hopefully someday open my own like real estate business for fun.
So also entrepreneurial. Yeah. So what have you guys been learning about business in general, about what it takes to be an entrepreneur through this process?
I learned something from Chud Wendell actually. So Ford, it stands for family. So like when you try to sell something to somebody, how you greet them is like, so how's your family? And then O is for occupation, so like their job, and then R is their recreational activities, so like what do they love to do, and then D is for like their dream, like that bigger picture. And then and you might not sell a lot, but it's a customer that's always going to come back.
So you're learning, sales and customer service. Yeah. So really it's getting to know people as people so that they want to be your customer, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very cool. And so what do you think will be the future of Hope Neighborhood Roasters? Do you think it will grow and expand in some way?
I'm hoping it'll grow. I'm hoping that Hutton kids can come here from 100 years from now and still be able to pick up this trade.
And maybe explain, this is a beautiful building, but you'll probably expand from here and then keep roasting. And then do you think you'll end up selling online? I know you do subscription service, right?
Yeah.
And then how does the subscription service work?
So it works, you pay, right now it's $350 for 6 months. And every other week you get 2 bags of coffee. And we're also doing tastings and stuff. It's really immersive, and we want people's feedback also. And then they'll be able to choose like what type of coffee they want and what they want it roasted to and stuff like that.
Are you doing the tasting here on campus?
Yeah.
In here.
Wow. And so does that happen every so often? Do you have like special tasting events?
Yeah, we'll have events.
So we had one for the open house. So the first about 35 subscribers, they all came out here. And then we'll have another one before Christmas time.
So you're really interacting with your customers and really getting to know them.
It's really like a community feel. It's a neighborhood.
Yeah, so whenever I talk to entrepreneurs, we talk about why do you want to be based in Spokane, and that's what we hear the most, is that it's such a great community, you get support from the community for what you're doing. And do you guys feel that way, that you feel like the community supporting your efforts?
Overwhelming support.
Yeah, it seems like not just here at Hutton Settlement, but everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of rooting for you to learn and grow and keep going. So I have to know, what's your favorite kind of coffee, each of you?
I like the Guatemala.
Guatemala?
Yeah. I also like the Guatemala.
My favorite is I think Sumatra is my favorite, actually.
What about you?
I actually drink tea, but in my household, it is medium roast coffee. So usually like a breakfast blend. Yeah. So I don't know, what would that be?
Probably like Sumatra.
Okay, well now I know what to buy, right? For everyone else in my household. Well, I really appreciate. What else were you going to say about coffee?
Oh yeah, our Costa Rica has more tea-like quality, so you could also try that and see what you think
it.
about it.
So that's where I should start.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a bag, so.
I will. And then are you going to expand into espresso, or what's the difference between espresso and coffee? Like how do you move into espresso?
Espresso is just a darker roast, so it'll blend well with like milks and like the creams and stuff like that.
And is that one of the coffees you're roasting now, or is it something?
We're actually starting. Yeah.
And what kind of coffee will it be?
Probably a blend with like Guatemala, Sumatra.
With Sumatra.
Yeah, we're waiting for our Ethiopian and Colombia to get here. They were having some like climate issues, like local economy. So once that gets in, we can start experimenting with espresso blends.
It's hard to get things from places now. I mean, that global economy with COVID, everything kind of shut down, and everyone's waiting for everything from coffee to computer chips now. So all flow. Well, I appreciate you having me here, and I hope that everyone supports Hope Neighborhood Roasters by being part of your subscription service, and that all of you get to travel and keep learning.
Oh, we have 10 more spots, so.
Oh, you do? 10 more spots in
for subscription.
And that's it?
That's it.
So the next 10 people, and then that's it?
That's it.
Yep. Okay.
That's
well,
it.
I better get in fast then.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.